Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Joyce Jabbers. It's been a while because we keep forgetting to do the videos. So here we are running into town and decided, hey, let's do this video.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry if it is jiggly or if the quality is not the best. We're trying. We really are. It is our goal to have one up every Saturday.
It is. It truly is.
Our library opened and it has closed again.
Yeah.
We were rushing through because we only had 2 weeks left on our books. You can renew them twice, or I think
you can renew them like twice. So basically, you can have them for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, and so we had 2 weeks left, so we were shuffling through the books to try and decide which ones we wanted to read and which ones we, I'm not gonna read that one.
Kindle if we wanted.
Yeah, and we called to renew our books because it was right at that time, and they said they were auto-renewing. I looked online in the Facebook group, our friends of the library, and lo and behold, if they weren't closed again.
Yeah, I called and she's like, oh, she's been renewing them. I'm like,
yeah.
doing an automatic renewal system now? I wasn't told.
Yeah, so we've enjoyed some books.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been some that we didn't.
Look for that review.
There's one that we were both really, really, really enjoying.
Oh yeah, Spaceship Next Door.
And Tiffany was like, ooh,
this is gonna be a favorite.
there's a sequel. We should get this sequel. And and I wasn't saying anything. I wasn't saying anything. I didn't like how it ended. You know, if you don't like how a book ends, then it just isn't that great. So I had read Cinder a couple months ago, I think.
No, it was only a couple weeks ago.
Was it?
Yeah, it was only a couple weeks ago.
Well, I read it before we went to Edmond.
So it was like a month ago. It was like a month ago.
Yeah, so I read Cinder and I enjoyed it.
Facts straight.
Yeah, my fact checker. Oh, that's another one. Anyway.
Huh?
Juliet.
Oh, right.
I'm thinking of movies. We've got company coming this weekend, so I was thinking of movies that we could watch, and I just remembered one more. But anyway, I read Cinder, and I enjoyed it, and I had it in my bullet journal, and I was talking to Lauren, about my daughter-in-law, about books and reading, and she saw I had Cinder. She goes, "You read Cinder?" She says, I've got Cinder coming. I'm going to pick it up at the library. And so it was pretty cool because Cinder is a retelling of Cinderella. It's futuristic, it's space, it's sci-fi, it's, cyborgs and powers. And so it's really cool. I really enjoyed it. It is a YA, so it's, it's always hit or miss whether or not I'm going to like them.
Yeah.
I didn't like where it ended because I can't tell you why, but I didn't like how it ended, and it moved. We were going into the next book, and I'm like, really? That's where you ended it? Really? That's where you ended it? And I was pleasantly surprised that in Scarlet, it picks up, it starts us with Scarlet for a chapter or two, or maybe up to 4 chapters, but then you start switching point of views between Scarlet and Cinder. And so we don't leave Cinder behind. We still get Cinder as a point of view. So I've really enjoyed it. There's Cinder. After Cinder is Cress, which is Rapunzel. And after Cress is Winter. And I'm on Winter now. And Lauren has gotten her books. And she has read and caught up to me. And so it's pushing me forward. In the meantime, I read Memories of a Dirt Road Town, and it's inspirational. It's Christian fiction, and I loved it. Oh, it was so good. It was by Stephen Bly, somebody I'd not read before, and so it was interesting. But that one too ended up, they were calling her down to breakfast and ended there. Really?
Oh, one of the ones I read, it was a short story on Brandon Sanderson's website called I Hate Dragons. And it was hilarious. I loved it. But then it just abruptly ended, and I was like, I mean, I get this was just a writing exercise for him, but some closure would be nice.
Yeah, so since the library's closed, I had to do something else, and I found that they had the second and third in that series. I think it's called The Mustang Breaker by Stephen Bly, I think is the author. So they had the omnibus, the 3-in-1 book, the bind up, and so I've got that on my Kindle.
And we also started the Unseen Heroes series by D. Henderson. You finished that series. I'm on the 3rd book.
Oh, yes. Okay, I am not one who thought she liked much military.
Yeah, she avoided this series for a decade. Or 2 decades. Because it was a military.
I was just like, a SEAL team, really? Okay, so we're recording again. Evidently, I had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, but the first one starts off with Bear, also known as Joe, and Kelly. And the first chapter starts off with her drowning.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, and so it's a really intense beginning, and it really catches you.
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. She is a lifeguard. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, she's drowning.
Doing her job.
And then the second one picks up with another SEAL team member and
Air Force stuff too.
And yes, and para
jumpers.
Yes,
para rescue jumper. They call themselves PJs.
Yeah, so I think it's para jumpers, and they're basically the paramedics of the special forces, I guess.
Yeah.
So we have a SEAL team member and then this para jumper. And it was another really good story. I was surprised. In the summary, it says that Gracie ends up behind enemy lines, and can he get to her in time or something?
And it's like, that doesn't happen until way in the book.
Don't be looking for that to be the main part of this book, because it is not.
Just go into it expecting a nice get-to-know-you romance.
Yeah.
Don't go into expecting action. You'll be disappointed.
Yeah. The third one picks up with another SEAL team member, and
I haven't read that one yet.
And I really liked how it started. We have a CIA retired spy girl.
Oh, is that the one?
Yeah.
I might read that one next.
And that is the next one. And I enjoyed that. I like spy espionage kinds of things.
Yeah.
And so it was fun to have that. She's kind of an analyst, kind of a and she did some field work too. So yeah, so it was
a little bit of everything.
Yeah, so it was good. I enjoyed that. Yeah, it was good. The fourth one in the series is called True Courage, and it has since been renamed Kidnapped, and I understand why. In it, we meet Luke and Mark Falcon, who are cousins, and
which, if you don't know, Falcon is from Full Disclosure, Paul Falcon.
Right.
And they're brothers.
Luke and Paul.
Yeah, Luke and brother are brothers.
Yeah, and so I had a little bit of it's a kidnapped story, so there's a tiny bit of a hard time, but we're not with the kidnapped person. We're with the people trying to find the people. I'm kind of a without a trace kind of thing, but Luke is very instrumental in this, and so it was really cool to see Luke. And then I'm ready to go into Full Disclosure because it's the Falcons, and so that'll be fun to have that little mention of him in the next one. But
yeah, I reread Undetected. Oh no, did I read Undetected? Yeah, I read Undetected and Taken last month, and that was a really good reread. Yeah,
I understood why she didn't go into the kidnapping in
Unspoken.
In the Full Disclosure Unspoken,
kind of not series,
and Taken. When I was reading it, I couldn't figure out why. I was like, why aren't you going to? Well, she's already done a kidnap story, and so she didn't want to do another one. She wanted to deal with the aftermath of being kidnapped. So it was good. I enjoyed it. So I've read quite a bit this month. It's quite impressive in my book, but I think I've read like 8 or 9 books already. Well,
I've read about 6 or 7, but you've read a lot more than I have.
Yeah, I've done a lot of reading. the YA books, the Cinder, they're called the Lunar Chronicles. They're interesting and they go pretty quickly. So that's fun, and that you keep all the characters and they're all
in character.
Yeah, and that they're all right there. It's not just a cameo appearance.
And I'm actually planning on reading that. I just don't have it yet.
Yeah, she had to request it ebook.
Yeah,
for the first one. The others, once you got past the first one, the other ones seem to be able to be gotten pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's what we're reading.
Oh, and we started an audiobook.
Oh, yeah.
7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know if I would be one who could do an audiobook, but I've been cleaning up that craft room. And so putting that on while I'm reading, while I'm cleaning has worked pretty good. So anyway, and I read, what was that other one I read? 100 Names. And that was interesting too. I liked that, but I'll talk more about that some other time because this is getting long and I don't want to keep running my mouth.
So until next time, bye.
Bye.